Welcome to FACETS Television, where we pull back the curtain on all things and all facets of life and business. Today I'm here with Mr. SteveBlock. Mr. Block is a very well-known serial entrepreneur and investor, mentor, advisor, presenter, you name it. And in fact, rather than try to do justice to his history myself, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Block and let him explain a little bit about his background. Stephen, thank you so much for coming today, and why don't you share with us a little bit about who you are and why we're here interviewing you today?
Okay, Kevin will be glad to. It's very nice to be here, by the way. I have been basically an angel and private investor for the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 years. Prior to that, I was actually in major corporate America for more than 30 years. As a lawyer, as a person doing business development, M&A, financings, for pretty much New York Stock Exchange companies.
It's very intimidating for somebody who's trying to start a business. So if you could do me a favor and share a little bit of the stages from how do you get angel investor? What is an angel investor money? And then what's the difference between an angel and an institutional investor? And what should be their expectations like? Do you sign NDAs?
Well, angel investors and VCs, for the most part, won't sign NDAs.
Right.
But on the other hand, they do maintain confidence. I mean, it's not a matter of lack of willingness to respect confidential information.
Mm-hmm.
It's more a function of the fact that they don't want to be put in a position. They see so many deals, they see so many ideas. They don't want to be able to put. They don't want to be put in the position of running a risk that every time something comes out that's been told to them, it's their responsibility.
Right.
And they've obligated themselves to maintain.
Well, there's only, what, 7 original ideas, right? You know, it's kind of
I
the way
think,
you look
I
at
think,
it, right?
Well, I think there are a lot more than that.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know,
if you
right.
twist it in the right
Right.
way, every idea is similar to the
Yeah,
next.
and it's funny you say that because when we look at technology today, I get a lot of companies that come to us and they say, "Oh, I've got this great technology, and I've got patent applications in, and I'm protecting." And what are they really? They're really methods patents, process patents. Sure, they may have some validity for this very, very specific activity or application,
right.
but even there, excuse me, even there, by just twisting some of the code or changing part of an algorithm, you get around the patent. You can get around the patent, and then you have your own IP. So we don't rely, except I would say on true technology areas. I mean, such as some biotech, for example, or even medical devices,
or an LED light,
or an LED light,
something
or
very specific.
Very specific. We don't really rely on the on the technology. We look to the execution. So we as angels, we like to invest. Angels like to invest in early stage companies. Now, what does that mean? And it has a different meaning for every person who makes the investment. In fact, we at Tech Coast Angels are struggling ourselves right now with what do we mean by what are our criteria for investing? I have a different philosophy from others, and mine is you are early stage investors. You are taking a risk. You have to recognize the risk. You won't know when you invest. I don't care how much due diligence you do. You will have no idea when you invest, very little idea, whether your company is going to succeed or not. And what you're really betting on is this space something that has room to grow, or does he have a unique concept? And is this entrepreneur someone you want to bet on?
The right personality, the right history, the right... Yeah.
I mean, you can bet, as some people say, you bet on the horse, you bet on the jockey. I bet mostly on the jockey. I also am not a great believer from the angel perspective in doing months of due diligence. And I think that's what's happened since 2000 with the angel community, at least in our area. I think there's been an increase in the demands on entrepreneurs, which slows down the fundraising process, frustrates them, frustrates the angels. and lead some more often to perhaps not companies not being funded and angels getting a bad name for not doing it.
So, how do we deal with the issue that entrepreneurs and business people and folks like that are seen as the bad guys when really we're effectively the entrepreneurs, the one driving the country? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, how do you deal with it? I think you create more success stories of people who have done it on their own. Mm-hmm. But and I think that will be effective. I mean, the entrepreneurial environment is wonderful. I don't think even those who work in unions or who work for who are on the other side of the divide on this issue will begrudge the entrepreneur who has struggled. They can understand struggle, mm-hmm. and I think they appreciate the success that comes from the struggle. What I think is happening, what they don't now, when if these companies grow large and they become institutionalized and
too big to fail,
right, and the disparity of wages and benefits becomes like it is in other industries today, or like it's perceived in other industries today, mm-hmm. Then they'll have the same issue. But I think that people really appreciate and respect the small businessman. And I think an entrepreneur, I mean, has big thought, big ideas, and that's what you always want people to have. But right. While they're developing their business, they're small business people. They're struggling. They're trying to make a payroll. They're trying to survive for their families. I mean, it's funny because when we fund deals for entrepreneurs, there's sort of some standards that we say it kidding. What we want to see are starving people. We want to see people who have completely mortgaged their houses to the hilt, who've used up all their credit lines, or have their credit cards slammed, yeah. And have no lines left on the credit card. They are hungry. You know, if they're involved in this business, that they're committed because they're really got something on the line. Yeah. And you find out, you really realize how many people like that there are. I mean, it's amazing. What always intrigues me is there are a lot of bad ideas, but even a bad idea, just the creativity of the entrepreneurial environment is so wonderful. Mm-hmm. Things come out of them. Even if one idea fails, something will come out of it that may be very successful. As a matter of fact, no entrepreneur can succeed without it. I think it's a struggle. I mean, don't fool yourself. It doesn't come easy. And as I said to you just a minute ago, you're going to fail. But out of failure is a part of the process of succeeding. It's like you're trying to figure out where your niche is, where your business should be. You go down one path and it's wrong, mm-hmm. and you have to come back and you have to take another path. Mm-hmm. So it's persistence, it's a vision, it's a commitment, and you gotta love what you do, and you gotta love to work hard and love to work long hours. I mean, unlike you, I still work. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. And people are amazed, and I'm emailing them at 5:30 in the morning. And I drive my son to school at 6:30. He starts at 7, and then I probably don't go to sleep till 12 or 1 in the morning. Yeah. So it's
drive.
I'm driven. I've always been driven.